So much for the Humachar video. So much for the PGF balance video because it's starting to rain. So much for the lawn cutting. We had a lot of things planned today. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to have this light rain all night, probably some storms tonight. One of my older Mclanes needs the drive wheels replaced, and there really isn't a good video showing you how to do that. It's a little bit of a pain. It just takes a long time. It takes about an hour to do it. So I figured I'd go ahead and just show you how I'm doing that, or trying to figure out how to do it, because it's the first time I've done it. Also, don't forget, make sure you click the subscribe button and make sure you turn your bell on. There's a bell and you got to get notified. And the reason being is because we're doing a $5,000 giveaway. And as of 20 minutes ago, I got the closing documents finally signed on our new beach house, and we're going to do a full renovation of the house and the landscaping down there. You're not going to want to miss it. So anyways, click subscribe. So the one thing I want to talk to you about real quick is a lot of people have questions about overseeding Bermuda with ryegrass, just an annual rye. I don't like to do that because it's just too much work. I like to have a little bit of a break. But I thought it might be cool to put a fairway from back over near my garden all the way down, a strip fairway down to the green back here. So we think we might do that as a little overseeding project, mainly for you guys. And let me take you up real quick in the air and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hey guys, here's what I'm thinking about doing. You know, everyone talks about overseeding Bermuda grass, and what I'm thinking about doing is doing a fairway here for the winter. So start up here, follow me on this, and you'll see what I mean. So what I'm thinking about doing is coming down here and actually building up a fairway right down in here, come right down in here to the green, and just maybe have it turn a little bit over this way and then come down over here. So basically, let me back this up a little bit. Basically what I would have is I'd have a fairway from way up there down to the green. What do you think about that? I think it'd be cool to actually sort of cut it in here and maybe not even straight, maybe do a little bit of a design on here, start up here with a tee box and then actually come down over into the green. I think that'd be kind of cool without having to do the whole lawn. So anyways, today's video is going to be kind of boring because I'm replacing drive wheels, but I figured I'd go ahead and talk about, I think that project we might do next week. So anyways, let's get to this boring video. Hey guys, today I'm going to do kind of a boring video because I was going to do something about overseeding. A lot of people are asking about overseeding, but it's starting to rain and we're still having the deforestation project behind us go on. So I don't want to deal with that noise. So today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace my oldest Mclane. We use it a lot. We've used it a lot over the past, 2 years. And the tires, the drive tires, have started to wear out. So the bottom one is the original tire. This is the replacement tire. And it's not a simple process, but it can be done by yourself at home. It's going to probably take you an hour to do this. And you probably only have to do it once every 2 or 3 years maybe. We use it a lot. So, so I'll go ahead and I'll just put that on film. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing Humachar. We're going to be talking about overseeding, an overseeding project for you guys too. So hold on. You're either going to have 5 or 6 wheels on the back here, depending on your size. I always recommend a 25-inch or larger unit, so you're going to have 6 wheels back here. So you need 6 of these replacement wheels. And that's basically it. It's a solid rubber tire. And then you basically just take this whole back contraption, all the nuts and all the connection parts off. So you're going to drop this, you're going to undo this cotter pin, drop this down, take these bolts off, undo the chain, undo the bolts back here. You basically just disassemble, and then this drive, this wheel canister will come off. There's 3 bolts here that hold it together. You take those 3 bolts off, you take these wheels off, and then you slide these on. Now the only issue that some people have is is getting these wheels back on. So I'm gonna try using soap and water. You don't want to use any kind of lubricant because then the wheels can slide. I think I'm just going to use a little bit of soap and water and try and get them on. I'm going to heat these up a little bit. Now, someone had a question the other day about their wheel wasn't engaging and disengaging or touching the ground. There is an adjustment on this. See this square bolt right here? That locks this arm into place. So if you need to, you can actually put your mower on a flat ground, loosen this, and then let this wheel fall down, and then tighten that, and then you'll sort of self-adjust it. So if you ever need to adjust the height of this, you can. But essentially, take out the cotter pin, take out these two bolts. You're basically going to take off, this is an adjuster bracket here for spring. This right here is an adjuster plate for chain tension. My tension actually needs to be more, a little loose. You basically just undo this whole thing, take the chain off, and then slide this bracket over, bend it over, and this will drop out, that canister. And that's what the point I will take you to next. So stick with me here because I'm kind of learning this on the fly too. So as you can see, I've taken this pin out, I've taken these two bolts out here, I've taken this large nut. By the way, that's a 15/16, which the majority of sets don't come with. Thank God I had a larger wrench to take that off. I took this bolt completely out, which is that is the chain tensioner, and that allows you much easier access. You just take that arm off there, and then this unit should come off somehow. I gotta figure out how that comes off. Apparently, I went ahead and sprayed that with WD-40. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go in here and treat everything with lubricant because it's all rusted, but then this bolt will come off next, and then this whole thing should slide off. Then this whole thing, as you can see, slides off, and I'm gonna lubricate that too. That's pretty dry and rusted. All right, so update. I could not get this thing to drop down low enough here, so I went ahead and took this side off too. The good witch finally showed up, and she's sitting here watching in amazement. Okay, so here's a little note. So you have 3 bolts on either that run through this whole thing, and they basically are this long arm here. So you undo all of those, and I actually needed, the good witch had to help me a little bit get the last one out. And then that comes off, and there's a steel tube, and these wheels sit on the steel tube. However, when I took off the gear side, I looked down and I said, where the hell did all these washers come from? So we carefully pulled this apart, and we noticed, if you'll notice, there's something that looks like washers. So there apparently are 2 washers on each one of these holes, and that's an important note because you'll do the same thing. You'll be like, where the hell those washers go? So there's 2 washers on the inside of this little bracket right there. So all I'm doing here is I'm just sticking this in and turning this just to pry these off. Probably gonna have to, there we go. So basically, that's the old wheels, and this side, it has a little more thread. I don't know if I'll keep these or not. Okay, so next step. Very, very hot tap water, as hot as I can get it, halfway filled in a 5-gallon bucket. 6 tires go into the hot soapy water. That will cause them to expand a little bit. And I can also dip that tube in the hot soapy water. That's why you want almost a 3/4 full bucket, so that you can put the tires on the tube and wet the tube with this hot soapy water. That's my hypothesis. Like I said, I ain't never done this before, so let's see how this works. Yeah, tight. Tight, tight, tight. Okay, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, baby. Look at that. Oh, man. I am a friggin' genius, you know that? Wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and tell yourself that you are a friggin' genius. And life goes so much better. Be careful, because there are some sharp edges on here. Ta-da! Man. That is a work of art. Don't you agree? Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I work so well. And now I got a brand new roller on the back. Yeah, baby. Ooh, dog. I've started to assemble these. So there's a cap on that end, and then there's a cap and a gear, and there are two washers that need to go under here. This is just a little tricky. So there's kind of a dance that I'm having to do here to get this all back together. As you can tell right here. Balancing all these little rods through this tube like that. So now I'm back assembled, and I've got two washers in between this. This curves like this. The other plate curves in like that. And then I just tighten all these up. Now you will need a pair of vice grips to hold this while you tighten this. Okay, so basically I slid this rod through here again, but I put this bracket on because that's going to go up in here, and there's a bolt that goes onto here first. I think that's good. So basically now what I'm going to do is I've put my two arms on here. Then I need to attach these arms back onto this over here and back onto this over here. Then put these two bolts onto here and put my chain back on, and then clip this back in. Okay, so I've got pretty much everything assembled here. I've got these two bolts in here. I've got this not tightened yet. I've got this on, but watch. You can see that this is the chain tension adjuster. See how it goes back and forth like that? So I'm going to put my chain on first, and then I'm going to adjust the chain, and then I'm going to tighten them. So a couple of notes. I put all this back together, all the bolts in back together. Make sure that your chain is in all the sprockets over here. Then, before you tighten your chain adjustment here, put that wheel down on the ground so that it's sitting flat. And then tighten these, and that way your wheel is going to be level. If you don't do that, your wheel is not going to be level. That's one thing, and I think that's one reason why one side was wearing more than the other side over here. So now I'm going to take it out and I'm going to try it. Okay, so once I got done with that new wheel, I need to, basically what was happening was when I lift, I had no difference between the up and lower position. So what I want to do is, I'm going to put this, I loosen this screw, and now that, when I move this lever, it doesn't grab the bar. So you can see how it just turns. So what I want to do is I want to put it all the way down. That is cutting. And then I'm going to tighten this. Okay, so here's the deal. If I loosen this nut, this handle won't move that wheel. So what I'm going to do is put my wheel all the way down, put my handle all the way down, and then I'm going to tighten this very tight. We get it nice and tight, and then I'll have a full range of the wheel moving up to down, up to down. So let me just explain this wheel adjustment real quick a little bit better. So a lot of times when you drop your handle or raise your handle, there's not enough variance between the up and down position. And so what you can do, this is a different mower by the way, is you can loosen this, have the wheel drop all the way down, and then tighten this back up with your handle in the down position. When you do that, then you'll have that full range of drop up and down. A lot of people don't realize you can make that adjustment. You can. Hope that helped you guys. I don't think anyone, I saw one little video online about changing those wheels out, and it's not a really simple process, but now that I've done it, I don't have any reservations about doing them. It just takes a little time. Like I said, you probably have to set aside an hour. Now, we used the living heck out of that mower, and it's been over 2 years. So I would say an average person can probably get 4 or 5 years out of their drive wheel without a problem. I find, especially as thick as my Bermuda is, sometimes I start to get a little bit of slippage, and man, let me tell you what, those new wheels, they grip like heck. We took it out and we tried it, and it was like, wow, what a difference on this thing. Anyways, guys, click subscribe, and I hope that video helped. Talk to you later. Doc.